Today we're going to talk about Ylopo 2.0, and I know there's some current clients on this webinar as well. Obviously, you're welcome. Hopefully, you learned something new. But this webinar is intended for prospects of Ylopo, right? People who are new to our ecosystem. And what I'll say is, we have done so much on the Ylopo system that we call this release Ylopo 2.0 because we've added so much new stuff, right? But there's Ylopo 1.0 and 1.5 and 1.7. There's so much other stuff that we've built that we're not going to talk about today, right? And so hopefully this new stuff kind of gives you a peek into what we're excited about, what we're developing, what we have developed, what we have released in the last 3 months going into the next 6 months. If you are new to the Ylopo ecosystem and what I'm telling you here today piques your interest, you've really got to get demo of our course suite, right? What I encourage you guys to do after this webinar is to contact us, and we have options for you to do so, and get a full demo of our platform. And really everything you are seeing here are like sweeteners and upgrades and new stuff, most of which you don't have to pay more money for within the Ylopo suite. You're just getting, right? And for our Ylopo clients that are on this webinar, we want you to try a lot of this new stuff, that we're doing. Your CSM should have already reached out to you to talk about trials and ways that you can leverage this technology sooner than later. And so if you haven't taken advantage of those or you haven't talked to a CSM, I highly encourage you to do so because, we just want you to try this, right? I think it's going to save you a lot of money and time and all that kind of stuff. So just so we get this at the top, so you guys have a screenshot, again, for prospects, right? We are doing a really aggressive promo for you guys to get on the platform. The reason we're doing so is because once we think you try it and you implement this technology in your system, it's going to really change your business. And it requires effort on your part, right? Because you have to think through how your workflow is going to work within the Ylopo ecosystem. And so, we want to make it easy for you. We want to make it cost effective for you. And what we're asking for you in return is to dive right in, right? So many comments I see on social media about the Ylopo platform is you have to do the work, and we want to make that as easy as possible for you to get into our platform. But if you're going to do this, it's a huge stack of tools. Have to do the work of figuring out how to integrate into your business, right? And we have a lot of training. Gabe and Barry are here. I'm here to teach on all this stuff, but we see this as a real partnership. And there are thousands of clients that hopefully some of who can attest to in this chat of how they've changed their business as a result of our platform. So make it easy. We have a QR code in the middle right here you can scan. You can text or call this number right here to schedule a free demo. We're giving you $1,500 of bonuses for signing up. That includes a $600 media boost, meaning we are going to spend our dollars on your behalf to generate more opportunities, again, so that you have, great start of Ylopo. We're giving you 2 months free of our AI voice platform. So we're going to work those leads for you and you're going to experience that free, right? And then we have a ton of tools and scripting and all that kind of stuff as well that you're going to get as part of this package. So we're only doing this for the next 10 days because there's only so many slots we can fill for all this stuff. So the sooner you call us, set up a demo, work with us, the sooner you're going to get all this stuff, right? So, save this. We have a QR code on every page in case you miss it. And I'll throw the screen up again at the end. But while you're here, you had the time, I wanted to kind of share this with you guys. So on the Ylopo side, we really see ourselves as 3 business units today, or 3 technology stacks, right? We have our Ylopo 2.0 platform, which is our core complete digital marketing stack. That's where you get kind of everything. We have Raya, which is our AI texting and voice suite. It is incorporated into the Ylopo universe. It is an upcharge because we have hard costs associated with AI. But it is, 20% the cost, maybe 10% the cost of, what you're currently paying for an ISA. Raya is essentially you know, a kind of replacement for your block and tackle prospectors, right? Whether that's a, you know, Philippines ISA or an agent that is, you know, doing the work of prospecting, we're going to take that off your plate, right? That's the goal of Raya. And we have Maverick, which is our revenue acceleration platform, which is all about team management, getting the data that's collected within your system, and then weaponizing that data to improve your team. And I'll talk about some of the highlights around that. So, summary of Ylopo platform, what you need to know here is that there are more than 18 concrete big feature changes that we are making to Ylopo, right? That you are going to get the benefit of, other than Raya text and voice, no upcharge to you, right? And you know, these are kind of things that our team have been grinding on for a year that we're really proud of. The first improvement is IDX website speed, right? So, you know, we have, in my opinion, a state-of-the-art home search experience. We have a whole engineering team just devoted to home search, making it better, all that kind of stuff. But one of our weaknesses, just be frank, over the last couple of years is the refresh speed with data feeds, right? You know, we have heard from our clients, heard from competitors that this is extremely important for you to be competitive with Zillow and Realtor and portals and all of that kind of stuff. And so we spent the last year changing our entire IDX infrastructure to get to industry-leading refresh rates, right? At this point, we are progressively getting our feeds down to under 5 minutes in terms of refresh, right? This is a screenshot of you know, our MLS progress here. We right now, I think, have Bright MLS, you know, Spark, which is about 30 MLSs, you know, a couple other big chunks of MLSs probably added together somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 that are top most kind of used MLSs. We've gotten that speed, or very soon, down to sub 5 minutes, right? You can see here a lot of our bigger feeds that we're using, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 minute. That's how fast the refresh speed is, right? And
So just
about as
just
good
so
as
people just so people know what that means, if it's on if it goes in the MLS as a new listing, it's going to show up in those MLSs in a minute that you just showed, right?
That's right, on your website.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I want to verify, because I saw somebody posted as this paragraph. This is how fast Ylopo is now pulling and getting the data from that MLS to display now on your site, so that it's getting there faster. And then just to clarify, G, this isn't anything for those that are existing clients or those thinking about, you know, signing up. They're not having to sign up. This isn't this is something we're already doing in the background that's happening to all of our sites automatically.
That's right. All the sites automatically, and you know, it's happening so fast that our CS team can't keep up. But we are trying to notify you via email when your feed has been refreshed, so that you can kind of see the improvement. But you know, we're doing it in such large batches that it frankly doesn't really matter anymore. But yeah, our goal is certainly by the end of the quarter, but really in the next, you know, month or two, to kind of get all of these feeds refreshed at that level. We have extended listing alerts sunsetting to 18 months, right? And so what this means is we have a progressive algorithm that figures out when, even if someone doesn't open or click on a listing alert, if you click on and open a listing alert, we're going to send you listings, right? But even if you don't, we've gotten the feedback from clients that there are people who are not ready yet that will be ready in a year or two, right? And so even if a consumer doesn't engage with a listing alert, we are going to progressively send that listing alert over 18 months, right? And there's an art and science to figure out when that cutoff is. That doesn't hurt your email reputation, but we've seen 18 months be very effective. And again, I think this kind of gets to the point where we are doing long-term nurture on your behalf. And for the listings, and for your leads, this is automatically set. You don't have to do anything. This is already turned on for you. Another aspect of our platform that we're improving is we build out a branded website for you to complement your search website. The branded website, you can use a template of ours, or you can customize to your heart's desire. And, you know, the problem with customizations especially is that it increases the load time, right? And so if you put a 400 meg video onto your background image, well, your website's going to load in 4 to 6 seconds instead of, you know, 1 second, right? And so we went down this, and that has an impact on SEO, on usability, all this kind of stuff, right? So we went on the warpath to build out a new branded site that we call Lightning that scores 95 to 99% on Google scoring, which is the gold standard for website optimization speed, right? And every client of Ylopo is getting this. Every new client, this is already going to be built for you. And existing clients, we're going back and rebuilding all of your websites as well. So this is going to improve SEO and it's improve usability.
Yeah, and this is really having your cake and eating it too, because if you guys have ever had a website with like a marketing company, there's a lot of them where you get your website and your CRM and they do your digital marketing. Normally you might be able to update a couple of things, maybe your logo, maybe a little bit of text here and there, but you're really constrained to customize things in a way that makes sense for your business. And so Ylopo elected to use Squarespace. So now, Squarespace is one of the leading independent website providers, in the world. And because it's like WordPress, you just go in, you make your own site. Squarespace's value proposition is that it's easy. Like you don't need to know how to code to build a website. Well, the downside to it is if it's not done right, it can be really slow. And so while it's beautiful and it allowed Ylopo customers to customize to their heart's content, it wasn't performing on an SEO basis and a speed basis, as well as some of the others over the last, 1 to 2 years. And so this is why this innovation is so unique to me, because you guys, Ylopo could have said, all right, you want speed? Fine. We'll remove your freedom from customization. And really what you've done is you've said, look, you're going to have a faster page and you're still going to have access to Squarespace, which to me is, like I said, having your cake and eating it too.
100%. A lot of in the weeds stuff, like in terms of optimizations we're doing. We are going to ask you to use, like, if you kind of give us a video that has 500 megs, we're going to probably say no, right? But that being said, it is fully customizable, and you can check out all the beautiful websites we built that we can do for you. So really important improvement. Probably one of the things I'm most excited about is we have done a complete redesign of our seller experience, right? We used to, or we are currently using HomeBot as our platform, and we are in the process of deploying literally this week our new seller experience, right? And I'll just kind of high level really quickly walk you through the experience. There's a lot more depth here, obviously, and we'll have to do a whole separate webinar around this, but the reason we did it native is because we need this to integrate with all of our automations around AI, right? And so we have to be in complete control of the process. And, we've also solved for a lot of the issues that have been brought up about our current integration. Everything from agent branding. So we use the assigned agent of the brand of your follow boss to display all the information. We provide home valuation from a leading AVM company. We provide history of that property. We pull in mortgage data to show them how much equity they have in their home. And every one of these buttons, as an example, when a consumer engages with it, we know about it, we notify you about it, but then we automatically email or text those people with AI, eventually with voice, around that particular action, right? So it's all fully integrated point of experience with our AI technology. So we're saving you time. It's not just signals, right? Like a lot of these platforms out there just give you signals and then you have to do stuff with it. We are acting on that in an automated way on your behalf, right?
And this is on this, as you're going through, like Barry and I have spent countless hours working with the team because there's so much data, so much information to pull into this, to not just show an AVM, but to show the AVMs, to pull data out of your database, to find likely buyers that are sitting in your database right now that fit that home, to give you the ability to override AVMs and put in values, which would then open up parts of this seller report to, I don't know, those that live in places that maybe don't allow AVM values to be sent out, so that you can have some sort of automated valuation seller report going out that the agent defines. And then what G was just saying is then down to every little detail, because Barry and I are obsessed with making sure that you can create lists within your follow-up boss or your CRM to then trigger other automations outside anything else that we will do with AI on this, so you guys can get a more clear picture what's happening with your sellers. I'm so excited about getting this one out.
Yeah. I agree with everything you just said, Gabe. And there is currently no other seller nurture platform that automatically emails the sellers in your database how many buyers you have looking for a home like theirs. That is currently not available from anyone else anywhere. And that's one of like 8 features in this seller alert. And to dovetail what G said, we've now tied AI texting and soon to be AI voice to those actions. So when they click, oh yeah, man, I want to see more about those buyers. Imagine your AI assistant calling and texting, trying to set an appointment for you. It's mind-numbingly amazing. And somebody just asked G, what's the difference between this and HomeBot? Yeah.
Yeah, HomeBot's great. We've used them for years. We partnered with them. We license it for you. The challenge of HomeBot is it does not have the data that we have about the consumer. As Barry and Gabe just said,
right.
For instance, we can go into your consumer database and say, oh, your home is 123 Main Street, has 3-bedroom, 2-bath in this zip code location. Well, we'll find all the buyers that are looking for a similar property like yours and tell you, as a consumer, there's 1,800 people looking for a similar property, right? So it doesn't have that data integration, right? The second thing is when someone does something on HomeBot, it just sends us and you a signal, someone engaged with HomeBot, right? Well, you don't know what they did. You don't know, you have to manually contact them. You have to do all this stuff. And there's so many missed opportunities that happen because, requests come through all the time. Because this is our own proprietary platform, can integrate it with the rest of their suite so that we can text and call and outbound reach those people on your behalf, right? So we really like HomeBot. We've had a great partnership with them. But we are releasing over the next couple of weeks here our own native solution. If you want, you can still keep HomeBot as part of our platform. We're not kind of deprecating it in any way. But my expectation obviously is this is going to be a lot better.
Going deeper, I think there's a little confusion here. Like,
oh yeah, totally.
This is not, your MLS report. This is taking all of the information about valuations. This is also taking information in your database, the people in your database logging onto sites, looking at homes, offering up that and identifying and pairing as we're going forward with AI to help chime in, speak to these people when they're taking certain actions to live transfer and set appointments for you. It's the combination of all of that that makes this so powerful. There you go, Mila.
Awesome. All right, let me get back to the Prez. As I said, custom behavioral texting and future voice coming off of all of this. So imagine someone clicking on a button or even opening the seller alert. We send them a text. Hi, it's Barry's assistant. I saw you requested a private showing for homes with our buyers. Can I schedule a call ASAP? Right. So messages like that coming all the time. This is a future feature, but we are licensing nationwide AVM and mortgage data for you. So we are able to actually go into all of the home addresses in your system and on a monthly basis assess a new AVM and give it to you, right? And that's going to be huge for database marketing and all of our behavioral text and all that kind of stuff.
And the reason why we're excited about the AVM is if somebody's home value, automated valuation, what does AVM stand for anyway?
Automated valuation model.
Okay, so their home value automatically goes up, and now that's a great call that you get to make to a homeowner that's relevant. John, can you believe it's been a year since you bought your home and the value just went up, according to a notification I received, by 20%? It's a great relevant touch point. And that's what Gabe and I are able to do with the product team. They have all this information and they're like, hey, what can we do to make your job easier to stay relevant to new leads in your database and your sphere and past clients? And this is just an example of that. Isn't it great to have an automated mention that you've got a reason to contact with good news to your clients? And so that's what we're doing.
100%. Yeah. One of the things we're working on is we will have all the active MLS data. So when a listing in your database gets listed or they get sold, we're going to give you tags for that so you can create smart lists and action off of that. So pretty neat feature. Next on the seller side, we want to help you generate a lot of seller leads, and we want to get actions out of these seller leads, right? And we've tested seller lead generation every way to Sunday, and bottom line is consumers react to a cash offer, right? They won't take a cash offer 95% of the time, but they want to know what their cash offer rate is, right? It's attractive.
Yeah.
And so, you know, as an example, you know, a normal home valuation lead, which is what our industry is used to, is like 50, 60 bucks, right? A cash offer lead is like 25, right? It's just dramatically cheaper. The problem with cash offers is our clients don't have cash offers, right? 95% of our teams don't have cash offers. And so what we've done is we have licensed the Zudelio platform for all of you guys, right? This is included in Ylopo. We're paying for it. You're not paying for it. This is $500 to $1,000 retail. And what it does is for everyone not in the continental US, not Hawaii or Alaska, you know, any property over 1965, not in like a super rural area, we're going to instantly generate a cash offer for you within your CRM, right? And so we can go out there and market cash offers. We can put on your listing alerts, on your seller alerts that you have a cash offer, and you really do have a cash offer, right? And you know, like I said, I think Zudelio tells us their take rate on that cash offer is like 4%. But it gets you in the door with a cash offer that you can present, and that way we can market it for you. Extremely powerful. And we are testing this with Gabe. I think Gabe and Barry this week, and we have another 25, 30 clients going live on this in the next week or two. And then from there, we're going to offer it to all of our clients, right? So you will be able to do seller lead generation with cash offers as well as nurture with cash offers.
Yeah, we'll be talking a lot more coming back to cash offer and the integration with Zudelia and all that. We're onboarding and doing some stuff now. We're really excited because our team down in Texas is currently using that without the integration. So and having great success, 20, 30 listings a month. And now it's going to go up even with that integration. So we'll be getting back together and going much deeper into this on a later webinar.
Yeah, honestly, almost every topic I'm going to talk about is its own webinar, you know, so we're going to do a lot of webinars this year, but, you know, I'm breezing through this stuff, but yeah, there's a lot of learning that has to happen in order for you to use all of this effectively. We have redesigned all of our advertising around seller experience. Just first time, I'm not going to play this, but so many new videos, so many new advertisements. We are integrating cash offers into our home search lead generation experience. 26% of home buyers need to sell before they buy. 35% of homeowners say yes to getting a cash offer. So even in your quote unquote buyer lead generation, we're going to be integrating the cash offer process, which is going to generate you seller leads from buyer leads, right? So that's also really important. On the home search lead generation side, which is our bread and butter, we generate 3 million leads a year, tons of leads. We are experimenting on new stuff all the time, right? And one of the things that we found really scalable this year is display advertising and YouTube advertising, right? And so it's called Google PMax, Performance Max, and we are seeing a 30% reduction in cost per lead while maintaining quality, right? Our standard PPC, $11, PMax, $8.20. And we're seeing the stage data. So like one of the things you have to know about Ylopo is we're scientists about marketing, right? And so we're not only looking for improvements on lead, which means nothing, they're just an opportunity. We're also looking at how it translates into quality for you. And so we're tracking inside Follow Boss every stage that your leads go through, and we're dispositioning it and determining what's qualified or what's not. And you can see here, standard PPC, 19.1% qualified rate, PMax 21.7. So it's very comparable. And so it's cheaper and it's higher quality. And we're rolling this out for all of our clients progressively through stages. This is a integration that will probably happen in, I would say, Q2. You know, a lot of our clients have requested us to integrate with a home search app. And we are working on integration with Rooster right now. So you guys can sign up. They have a great discount for Ylopo clients. And you're basically going to have two-way dialogue of data with Rooster. And so people who search on our email listing alerts, that data will get pushed through Rooster. Rooster's search alerts will push back to us, and we'll be in sync. And what's really unique about Rooster, you know, in addition to the fact that it's a great home search mobile app, is that it is entirely white labeled to you, right? So this is an app that says Gabe Cordova Real Estate, Robert Slack Real Estate inside the consumer app store. It is not a generic app that they are downloading. So it's perfectly branded to you, right?
Yeah. And oh, you're gonna play that video?
But
Oh, I was
nope.
just gonna say that so what was interesting about this, so we took advantage of the Rooster discount because we're a Ylopo customer. And what I found was, so look, I've got 80 agents on my teamerage in Virginia Beach. And I would say like 30 or 40 of them are really focused on the Ylopo tools. And then the other 40 are focused on their sphere. Most of those agents weren't really in Follow Up Boss. They weren't really in the Ylopo leads or anything. And it kind of segmented my team. And right around the same time we activated Rooster, HomeSnap got bought by homes.com. And HomeSnap was our free search app that most of those agents were using for their sphere. Well, all of those 40 agents, I now have got all of them moving their database into Follow Up Boss because they want to use the Rooster app. And so now the average agent using Rooster on my team, their database is using the app on average for 6 minutes. And so it's really what it's done is it's really brought a cohesiveness to both sides of my business at my teamerage. So it was a really cool moment for me to leverage this discount and the fact that the data is flowing from Ylopo to Rooster. It's brought a lot of adoption for my team. So I'm really excited about it.
Again, another webinar probably in itself, but
yeah, another webinar. Yeah, Barry, I can't believe you're driving right now and doing this. You might witness a actual Ylopo driven accident on the road.
To put it out there.
Pull over, man.
My car is my car is self-driving actually.
Okay. All right. We'll see how that technology
I'm not.
works. Yeah.
No, like it works great, but when I'm driving, my camera's off just because it feels funny.
Okay.
So
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
So
my kids are sick, so I got to pick them up.
All good. I'm just giving you a hard time. So we are integrating Raya texting directly into the Follow Boss inbox, right? This has been the work since like September, I believe, August. And it's just getting better and better. We're hoping for release in the next month or two broadly, I think 2 months broadly, and we're taking on test groups right now. So all of your Raya text conversations, all that stuff is going to actually be in your inbox along with your other text messages and emails. So this is we're just as concerned about usability as we are with technology, right? And so our teams are constantly driving to figure out how to make integrations better. And Follow Boss being our main CRM partner, we go deep with their team to kind of figure out how to do all this stuff. We are working on some data enhancement, demographic enhancement features for you. And so imagine on a lead that comes through or a lead in your database, you get a note. Jerry Edward Mason is a male residing in this address, owns a single family home. He is married, has an estimated high income, speaks Spanish, works from home, is a veteran, blah, 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 with additional data append, right? If you were to license this yourself, that's a couple $100 to a couple $1,000 to get your database all scrubbed in this way. We're going to do it, and we're going to package it all into the Ylopo platform as well. A lot of you probably have heard about our AI capabilities. Bottom line is we believe prospecting should be done by AI and automated because we want to equalize effort from your teams and standardize all of that stuff. And that happens over text message and voice, right? Text message, we've been doing this for 5 years. We believe we're the industry leaders in this area. And it's only getting better with the latest generative AI technology. And I'm going to show you a state-of-the-art type of conversation that we're having with consumers. This is a real conversation. It's just voice. We put it to voice so you can imagine it. Robot responses used to be very linear, right? You say something, we respond with the next thing. You're going to see how reflective this bot is and humanized.
Hi, Gary. This is Raya, Melissa's assistant with XYZ Brokerage. Did you ever find that house you were looking for in the area? I have several listings that might work on our website. Here's a link. Also, if you're not interested in being texted, just say stop. Gary, did the properties I sent load for you? Should I send by email instead? I have your email as gclayman@nilesiron.com, Melissa's assistant with XYZ Brokerage. Hey, this is Melissa's assistant with XYZ Brokerage. Would you like me to send you a few real estate listings that might work for your purchase? I found a property that you might like. Let me know if I should text it to you or email it. Melissa's assistant with XYZ Brokerage.
Email is best.
Got it. I'll make sure to email you the property details. Are you considering making a move anytime soon?
Probably within the next 6 months.
That's great to hear. Planning ahead is always a good idea. Have you begun thinking of a general area you'd like to live?
Prefer downtown Sarasota. Condo.
That's a great choice. Downtown Sarasota offers a vibrant and convenient lifestyle. What price range are you considering at this time?
1 to 2 million.
With that budget, we can definitely find some amazing options for you.
So you guys get the point. Super
Yeah.
naturalistic.
Hey, G, on that, I want to add some clarification too in the comments, guys. That's just our Raya text product. We added voice to it just so you didn't have to read all the text. It was just showing you how proactive AI texting is. That is not the voice or any of that. It was just reading it for you.
Yeah. This is just a sample of what the text conversations look like, but you can see here how humanistic these responses are, right? So, you know, you can obviously take over these conversations anytime and respond yourself, but you know, as I like to say, let the bot cook. You know, it is doing the work for you and likely, you know, doing it better than if you were on the road or whatnot, because AI is able to take the time, right? You know, texting is great. You know, texting is very proven. But what we found is that you need to call these leads to get the to get the appointment, right? And build a relationship. And so even on text messages that get to a ready for follow-up state on for our clients, we're seeing a vast majority of those leads not called, or at least only called once or something like that, right? And so we built out a AI voice platform that is essentially serving as your prospecting ISA. It's going to call these leads, and it's going to call them in sync with texting. So they respond by text, we call them, right? And you know, there's a lot of stuff under the hood here. You know, but the first and most important thing is that we nail the voice, right? We nail the conversation. You know, so this is a live conversation with a consumer with our AI.
Hello?
Hi, Alicia.
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm a digital assistant with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate on a recorded line. I'm following up with you regarding the home search profile that you submitted. What is it that brought you to our website?
I'm actually planning on moving down to the coast. I'm not sure if I'm gonna move to North Carolina coast or South Carolina coast.
Oh, okay.
But I was just looking to see what might be available when I decide to do this.
Awesome. What time frame did you have in mind?
I'm not really sure. I'm trying to sell my house in Charlotte right now.
I see.
And once I sell it, I'll be moving
Okay.
3 or 4 months. I mean, that's not on the market yet. By word of mouth, I've got a few people that I know that's interested in it. So I'm just holding out to see what they do. And if they don't give me an answer soon, I'm gonna put it on the market.
Oh, good. It seems that you have some decisions to make. We'd love to connect you with our realtor who can then strategize a game plan around possibly selling your home.
Okay.
Please hold on a minute just while I connect you, okay?
So you guys can see super naturalistic voice. We're really focusing on scripting and on, you know, kind of improving the bot conversation all the time. I mean, and we're always focused on improving the voice. Like, I mean, Gabe and Barry know I literally send them like 5-10 new voices to test in the middle of the night. And you know, we're kind of perfecting each of these elements all the time, right?
And
You
G, I
know,
want to make sure 2 people
go
got, that was an actual call. That was not that is an actual call, real lead out. That wasn't Barry's database, but that is just one of the voices. And that's not even one of the new voices, but that was an actual call in there out of a database, real lead getting dialed.
Yeah, that was AI, believe it or not. That voice, male voice, that conversation was not a human being. That was an AI, right? And what's great about AI is that it is orders of magnitude cheaper, right? It is about 1/4 to 1/5 of the cost of even a Philippines ISA, probably 1/10 of the cost of a US ISA. And so cost is great, but quality is better. You know, we are seeing a 35% higher live transfer rate benchmarked against our human call center, because we have live call center, we have AI, and we're benchmarking the two all the time. And, you know, so it's a better quality experience for the consumer, and it's much cheaper, right? No brainer. And the stats, just so you guys understand, this is on a per call basis, right? One call, right? Our connect rate with the consumer, 8%. Our appointment set rate, which is someone who wants a callback schedule, 1.7. Our transfer rate, actually someone transferring over to you, 1.9. So combined connect rate, 3.6%, right? Why do I break this on a per call basis down for you? It's because we see that it takes 7 calls to get the maximum amount of connection rate with leads, right? And our average client, we've looked at this data in our in Follow Boss, makes 1.2 calls per lead in the first 30 days, right? So if you're an average client, you are getting 2% of your leads to actually have a conversation with you that wants an appointment, right? We see 7%, right? Because we're making all of those dials that you're not, basically, right? So that's why it's so important. AI voice enhancements.
Well, and well, I was just going to say that. So I have someone that's been working for me in the Philippines as an ISA for 5 years. I've trained her. She's fantastic, and she's $5 an hour. Raya Voice, so that's $800 a month. Right? Raya Voice has been performing so well that I no longer needed her. And I had a really difficult ethical dilemma, because this is like what we all talk about, right? Like, oh man, like humans are getting replaced. Like, what am I going to do? And I elected, we literally came to the point. I met with my executive team at the brokerage, and we were getting ready to like get rid of her, because Raya Voice was only costing me, you know, it varies based on the number of leads. I think mine was like $400 or $500 a month. And it was working so well that instead of getting rid of her, I decided to give her a new position. And so now she does recruiting calls. And I shared this in Manhattan. She's been a part of 11 agents joining my team in the last 45 days. This is the iterative impact of leveraging technology to grow your business. And so now I've got robots calling my leads, doing live transfers, absolutely crushing it for pennies on the dollar. And now I've got a well-trained ISA making recruiting appointments. So now my business is growing in other departments, and my expenses didn't go up astronomically. In fact, my ROI on all this is outstanding, because we all know the impact of having a good agent on the team. So this is why getting ahead and leveraging this technology is so important.
100%. Yeah. So, and by the way, our kind of typical pricing for Raya Voice is $250, right? Barry's obviously got a lot of leads, but imagine you have a full-blown ISA for $250, right? No brainer. Raya Voice, 90 days of nurture, right? So we're calling on those leads, like I think 15 times in the first 90 days. Raya Voice will soon work all your seller leads and home searcher leads with seller intent. That's already happening. We are working on your database as well as third-party sources, multiple voices that you'll be able to choose from. We will have a really good female voice coming online in the next couple of weeks here. And by the way, Raya Voice works for all our Canadian friends. We actually have Canadian phone numbers, local phone numbers that are calling. We've seen a big delta between using local phone numbers versus using US phone numbers for Canadian clients. So this is already enabled for all of our Canadian friends. And we are working hard to get Raya to work your database, right? And this will be released in the next couple of months here. And frankly, I think this is going to really change the industry, because you can have ISAs, but do you have 5 ISAs making thousands of calls to your database and reviving those prospects? No one does, right? Frankly, not even, Gabe with Robert Slack has that many ISAs, right? And so we are able to do thousands of dials on your behalf to your database in a targeted, scripted way to generate results. So here is an example of a database conversation, and we're live in the water working on this, making real consumer calls, thousands of consumer calls a day, and we will scale this very quickly here.
Hello,
Hello, is this Selena?
this is she. Yes, hi, this is Alex, the digital assistant from Robert Slack Real Estate calling on a recorded line. I'm following up on the home search profile you submitted a while ago. We didn't see if you ever found that home you were looking for before, and we were curious if you were still thinking of making a move.
I am. I just paid something off of my credit report. Like I had one collection on there. It was like $400 or whatever, and I just paid it off. And besides that, I only have my car payment, so I'm hoping that that'll boost my credit up.
Okay, I'm glad you started working on this. It's a good idea to still speak with my agent, as sometimes the credit requirements for buying vary greatly and can be confusing.
Okay. Do I have to make an appointment?
Yes, I can schedule a call for you.
Okay.
So you can see, we're working the database, we're creating nurture opportunities, we're creating appointments, we're creating live transfers, all of that good stuff. Really excited about that product. The last thing I'll talk about is Maverick, which is our business analytics and revenue accelerator product. And we're making a ton of enhancements here as well. Honestly, this is another separate hour-long demo. But what Maverick is a analytics platform. As part one, right? We take your transaction management data, we take your CRM data, we combine it together to give you clear transparency into what's going on in your business, into your agent performance, all that good stuff. But analytics is great. You got to use analytics, right? And so the next step is revenue acceleration, right? And we do that through a couple of different ways. We do that through lead routing. So you are actually going to specify every agent, how many leads they can take, what are the leads that they can take, what sources can they take, what areas they can take, or we're doing it programmatically for you based on past historical data. And then we are going to get the best lead to the qualifying agent, right? So imagine lead comes in from Zillow, 5 agents qualify to take that lead. We're going to text the first one, the second one, the third one. Whoever picks up first is going to get that lead, right? So every single lead is going to be routed to your most capable agent. And we're seeing that have an immediate impact on your lead conversion rate. Another enhancement that's coming, and we're kind of going to offer, by the way, we're going to offer a free trial of the Maverick platform in and of itself. But one of the features we're really excited about that I think is going to have a transformative impact on our teams, that we are going to obviously give you guys a trial of, is AI call grading, right? So what we found is that pipeline data, stage data from CRMs is very messy. You could see a lead that was dispositioned by the agent as a showing request, and you're thinking, hey, I'm cashing a check in 60 days. When you inspect that lead, no one's called them for 4 months, right? That's not a showing request, right? And so, more important than sales pipeline data is what is the actual sales skills of your agents, right? So we take every phone call from Follow Boss and we actually run it through our AI to grade that call. We're going to give you an overall composite score. We're going to tell you LP Mama fill-in rate, appointment set rate, what are their biggest objections, all this kind of stuff. So you can stack rank your agents and see who you need to coach, right? And then you can go into the specific agent and look at their calls and say, hey, this call was scored a 3. Let's see why. And look at 10 to 15 different variables related to that conversation and the transcript and the recording. So you know exactly what happened. So the next time you talk to that agent, it's not just general theory that you're presenting, right? It's like, hey, here's this call. Here's where you need to improve. Here's what I'm tracking for you. Here's what you need to do in order to get more leads, right? So it's very specific and it's very actionable, right? Transaction management enhancements, ROI analysis, meaning you can put in your financial data and then we will tell you what the ROI of your media spend is across sources, as well as your predicted ROI. A ton of tools that allows you to make big decisions about how you allocate your marketing and how you manage your agents, essentially, right? So we've been very efficient on this call. I think we made it. Let me see, a little under an hour, so we can take questions if you have it. For all of you guys who are Ylopo prospects, this is the first introduction to our platform. Hopefully you see what we've developed and released in the last couple of months and what we are releasing. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? And so encourage you to call or text us, fill our link on this QR code to claim that $1,500 of bonuses. And we'd really love for you to try the platform out and see how it could integrate and work with your team. I'd say, of and beyond our technology, we have an extremely vibrant community that are all willing to help you out. We have 16,000 members on our YSC, Ylopo Success Community on Facebook that's hopping all the time. I don't know of any other ownership group in the industry that is as proactive as we are. I'm on Facebook every single day. Clients can reach me every single day. And we're just looking to hear from you how to improve the product, right? We're in service of our clients. And so really excited for those of you who are new to join our platform. And for those, who are existing clients, we want you to try all this stuff out. If you have issues, you can personally reach Gabe, Barry, and I. My email is just g@ylopo.com, so you can reach me anytime. I can traffic cop issues and get it to the right person. And really hope you got a lot of value out of this webinar and can see directionally where we're going here that I think is leading the pack in the industry. Gabe, Barry, anything else?
Yeah, I think what you saw is just the beginning. I saw a couple questions about, customizing it to say certain names, things like that. It's getting there. It's getting there quickly. Right now, AI, again, it's intended to be calling inactive leads, the new leads coming in. We're going to be adding more to that list as we grow this technology, as will be being able to, what fields can we read from Follow a Boss as far as assignment and stuff like that. I mean, to see where it's gone just in the last couple of months, guys, it's going to be growing and growing. And kind of circle back to the beginning, coming back from Inman, right? Those that are embracing certain things right now, grabbing market share, and growing as people are scared, and those embracing and implementing AI now, so they're not playing catch up in a few months, are just going to be that much further ahead. It's not going away. It's growing and taking more and more market share. And if it's not quite possible today, more than likely it probably will be tomorrow.
Yeah, and I saw a question here. Raya Voice and Raya Text all uses your brand, so it will use your individual agent and assigned agent and your brokerage name.
Yeah, and since this is to people that don't have, I'm glad that our Ylopo users are on. They're learning more. That's fantastic. But let me just speak to the people that don't have Ylopo. Right now, you're probably wondering, like, is this a good fit for me? And and things such as that. And one of my favorite things about the platform is, with a lot of lead gen platforms, you're dependent on them, right? Like, it's almost like, especially with the referral companies, they put really high standards on what you do with the leads and whatnot. And you effectively start working for those companies. You got to do what they say. If they say jump, you say how high. With Ylopo, it's really empowering you to build your brand, to build your database. Since 2016, I started with 4,000 leads. Now I have 270,000 leads. I've got a fishbowl of people that are in my database, and Ylopo keeps those people on my website. And Ylopo staying ahead from a technological standpoint is what's allowed my team to thrive in all the iterations of the market. So really exciting updates. I've never been more proud of the team.
Yeah, we are hustling here. While everyone else is kind of turtling in last year, we have doubled down, spent more on engineering than ever, and hopefully you guys are seeing the fruit of that labor. Awesome. If you guys have any questions in addition to this, just email me directly, g@ylopo.com. I can direct you to who can answer those questions or answer it myself. Excited for you guys to talk to us and see if this is the right fit. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.